Happy day after Thanksgiving and Black Friday. I had a lovely time with my family yesterday. We did sort of I want to say like a potluck Thanksgiving because we all signed up for certain things and then we went down to my parents and we all brought everything we made with us. So I have to say that doing Thanksgiving that way is a little bit of a more relaxing situation because it gave me time to really focus on my turkey because I do the turkey. This year I was a little nervous about my turkey because I got a frozen turkey, and I got it almost a week before, and it did defrost in time. But I've never cooked a frozen turkey before, so I was a little worried that it wouldn't be as juicy and wonderful as usual. But good news, it came out fabulous, and I made my homemade cornbread stuffing, and it was just really, really, it was really, really nice. And the other cool thing is I didn't have to do super cleaning because people weren't coming to my house, so that worked out nicely. So it was really nice. I did my bread, and I actually did the second or the final rising after I um, braided my loaf in the trunk of the car. So when I got to my parents, I just popped it in the oven. It worked out great. Let me just stop and say hi. Hi, Mary. Hi, Judy. Hi, green lovers. Welcome. This is my special edition of Fab Fit Friday on Black Friday. So, seeing how it's Black Friday, I decided to um, offer you guys a special coupon code for a sale in my online store. So I will put this coupon code in the description afterward, but the coupon code is Black Friday 2021. If you add that to the cart after you select what you'd like from my online store, you can get 20% off anything. The other thing that's kind of exciting is I participated in Inside the Hems holiday gift guide this year, and what I did for that was I bundled up my yoga pants pattern, my black performance sports knit, the happy hiker belt instructions, and a yard of elastic, and I discounted it $15 from the retail. So the retail is $54.99, and the with the discount it's $39.99. So if anybody is watching this and they haven't made my Easy Fit and Sew yoga pants yet, I highly recommend them. And actually, I'm wearing them, so let me just show you what the yoga pants are. I'm just going to lower my view here. So these are my yoga pants, and you can see they're an easy, one seam, just on the inseam. You make a custom waistband, and they're very comfortable. So that's the Easy Fit and Sew yoga pants. I practically live in them. Hi, Davika. Oh, Tavika's going to make aprons for gifts. That's a great gift idea, Tavika. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name properly. So that's my report. There is 2 yards of the performance sports knit in the bundle, and actually the retail for that alone is $32. So that is a good price for the Easy Fit and Sew yoga pants and happy hiking belt and elastic. So again, if you'd like to check out the whole Inside the Hem holiday gift guide, I put a link to that below this video so you can check it out. And that's where you'll find the link for my yoga pants plus all the other fun stuff. All right, so I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And of course, the other day I cut my thumb, and I think I cut it deep enough that I exposed a nerve or something, because anytime anything even touches it, it like shocks down my thumb. So that's causing me a little agita. And then I got my booster shot for my COVID-19, and I thought I was going to be okay, but last night and this morning I still don't feel 100% fabulous. So it's been one thing after another, all these little annoying things. Let me just see here. Mary says, My hubby doesn't like yoga leggings, etc., so I don't have a pair. I know, Mary. We talked about that. That is a choice. I think I'm at the point now when I wear my yoga pants, my whole crotch area is covered because I don't want any of that to be seen either. And a lot of times I wear them underneath a pair of fleece hiking pants in the winter when I'm cold. So those are two other options for yoga pants. So, oh, and Tavika's telling you to wear what you love, and I really agree with that. All right, so today I did not get as far along in my process with these jeans as I had hoped for, because after I finished embroidering the first pair, and I'm just going to show you, I was very, very excited about this, and I noticed that they were shrinking a little bit, but I didn't realize that when I actually put them on. Let me make it a little bit lighter. Oops, sorry. Just want you to be able to see this. Okay, so when I actually sewed them together, I was so pleased with the way they looked. Okay, so you can see that's how they look all the way around. Okay, and I wanted to, now I know that things shrink when you embroider them. And normally what I would do if I was going to embroider this much on a piece, I would trace the piece, embroider, and then cut it out to size. And the reason why I didn't do that this time, and I wanted to take the chance to see if I could get this to work, is I wanted some of the designs to dip down underneath the seam of the waist yoke. And that kind of breaks the waist yoke up, and you can see in certain places it dips down pretty far. So that's why I attached the yoke before I started embroidering. But then what happened, of course, was after I sewed the whole thing on and I tried to put them on, they were just a little bit too snug. So, maybe if I continue to lose weight, I will wear these. I'm going to keep these because I'm hoping at some point I will be able to fit into them. But as it stands now, they do not fit. But I guess in working with this very time-consuming project, I learned a few more things that I'm going to share with you. First of all, I don't think I want to have the embroidery in the buttonhole area. And you can see I digitized these teardrop-shaped buttonholes, and I embroidered them in the hoop so they're evenly placed, and they came out perfect. Tavika's asking, this is machine embroidery. I have a Brother PRS 100 embroidery machine, so I do all my own digitizing, and I'm working on doing all of this machine embroidery. And I have to admit to you, I was the machine embroidery pro. I won 2 awards for the Bernina Wearable Art Fashion Show in my past. And actually, if you look through my videos, I did a trunk show last January showing all of the things that I embroidered. And then I was away from it for a long time. And I am shocked at the number of things that I have to relearn or remember about doing machine embroidery that used to be just second nature for me. So some of this is me relearning, and some of it is, just trial and error. So this time I want to have the buttonholes be in a free space without embroidery. So that was the first thing I decided about this whole thing. So basically this is how the first pair look. Now remember, the other thing I mentioned when I was sewing them together is the front pocket is too close to the center front to actually then stitch the fly detail in. So I also had to fix that. So let me show you where we are now. So the first thing is, now I just finished sewing the pocket piece on, and I understitched, and I'm at the point now where I'm going to be pressing it. So let me just get my iron here. just get my iron here. I just want to show you. Just gonna lay this down flat. Oops. Just get it so you can see what I'm doing here. There we go. All right, so let me just press this. I am going to put, because this has these little short straight sides to it, I am going to clip right where it starts to curve on both sides. I normally don't clip my pocket pieces, but because right there it needs to turn under at a very sharp angle, I am going to make one clip, and that'll get that to lay flatter. Oh, I will say that if you head over to Inside the Hem to watch her holiday gift guide video, there are a lot of other nice things in there besides my yoga pants bundle. And actually, I think one of the things is this iron. Okay, so if you're interested in this iron, head over there. I didn't watch the whole thing, so I'm not sure if there's a discount for it or not, but it is in the holiday gift guide over there. Okay, so after I press this like this, I'm just going to press it up into position for now. I still have to go back and top stitch, but what I want to show you is how I'm going to finish this now. Okay, so here's the pocket. Okay, so all pressed into place. It looks like that. Just put my iron over here for now. All right, so here's what we have now. I decided that in order to do all this embroidery on, hold on one second. Pat said, do you put fray check or similar product before you cut your buttonholes? Absolutely. You always put fray check. And actually, I fray checked these before I realized they were too small. So now I can show you, because they're nice and dry, because like I said, I fray checked it, and then I realized it was too small. But let me show you why fray checking is a good idea. When I get in here, I'm going to make a hole at the point, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make a hole at this end, like this. And then I'm going to see that end right there, right here, all the seam allowances are under there. So I can go in with my sharp little scissors and I can cut to the hole I made on the opposite side. But what I want to show you here is after I let me just make it really close so you can see. Maybe just a tad lighter here. I just want to make it light so you can see. After I cut this, it's not going to fray because of the fray check. So this makes a really nice buttonhole, and then there's no fraying. Now the way these teardrop shaped buttonholes work is it's more of a style thing. I only have a 1/2 inch button there, so really I'm only opening this part here. This part here just stays shut, you know, and then I'll be able to put my metal tack button in there. But the nice thing is, you can see cutting it, you know, I can trim it neat, and then after it's trimmed, I may actually dot it with a second dose of fray check to keep all the layers from fraying. So I'll just touch that again, and that's going to look like a beautiful buttonhole like that, you know, no matter what. All right, so that's how I do my buttonholes. You can see how nice that is. This one over here I was a little worried about because, see, the embroidery is in the buttonhole, and I'm afraid that that's going to be an issue, you know, in this one as well. So that's why, let me show you where we are now. What I decided to do is I cut my, let me make this a little bit bigger now, and let me make it a little bit sharper. Make it sharp. Okay, so now what I did was I cut the waistband or the yoke out, and I cut it longer than I needed. Then before I started embroidering, I turned the top and bottom edge under and I fused interfacing on it. And then I started embroidering. And you can see here there's no stabilizer because I used 2 layers of aqua mesh wash away stabilizer. And that stabilizer looks like a non-woven, you know, a non-woven interfacing, but it washes away with water. So I used 2 layers of this in the hoop. Okay, so then after I was done, I washed it. And then on this side, I tried, just as a test to see if the soft, the sheer cutaway would work better, and it really, you know, it really didn't have any difference in the stability. So, you know, I stuck with that. But I think if you go look on my Instagram, I wrap this around my ditto form. And actually, let me just show you. So those of you who follow me know that I have a ditto form. And this baby is my exact measurement. So part of the beauty of getting a ditto form is you can try things on without trying them on. So when I wrap this around, you can see that, you know, I can tell that it fits. And the cool thing is now I'll have space to put my buttonholes here so they're not in the embroidery. So I did leave some space at the center front. For that, you know, I may put something else right here. I don't know, that might be too big of a space, we'll see. But I'll have room to put my buttonholes where there's no embroidery. And then also, you know, you can see how things are fitting. Okay, and then to try to replicate the embroideries dripping down, you know, onto the actual, you know, past the seam, some of the designs do, let me just get this back over here now. Some of the designs do extend below the bottom of the yoke. Okay, now in this case, after I washed the stabilizer away, my outline fell apart here. But that's okay, I'm gonna trim it off and fix it. But what I'm going to do is, here is the top of my leg. So after I go through and top stitch my front pocket opening, what I'm gonna do is I am going to mark myself a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Of course, if I can find my chalk. Here's my yellow. So I am going to mark my 1/2 inch, because if I were to sew this together traditionally, I would be sewing, you know, at a 1/2 inch, like right here. Okay. See that? Oh, let me fix this. Let me make this a little bit wider, a little bit lighter. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the folded edge that's finished with that line like this, and then I'm just going to top stitch it in place. So that's how I'm going to finish that, as if I had sewn it on with a traditional seam. And that's going to allow me, when I get to places where the design drips down, like right here, maybe I'll use some of that green thread to secure that, you know. And then like over here, you can see the red flower here drips down. So I will use some red thread to stitch that down. So that's how I'm going to finish that. Yes, Mary, I'm gonna use black to top stitch it on the denim, and then I'll just stop and start where it drips down, and I'm gonna just use the red here. And actually, I saved this for you. I had just enough red. Is that a close call or what? So I saved this so I can use it to top stitch. But basically, that's how I'm gonna get away with having it, you know, dripping down, but also having it fit. And then after I sew this on that way, I will be at the point where I can put the zipper on, you know, and then I'll be able to finish the fly. So that's my plan for these jeans, and I'm so sorry I didn't actually get them finished in time to wear them today, but this has been a really fun process. Now, I want to show you one other thing. I tested these designs. See, I'm really working on two things at once here. Here is one of the designs that is going to be in the collection when I release it to sell. Oh, I'm sorry. Mary says, will the top stitching thread match the color of the embroidered flowers? Oh yeah, I'm not going to use pink. I'm gonna see if I can find either red or maybe the dark green. So yes, I am going to change my top stitching color too. I just have to go get it because I don't have it. So the answer to that is yes. So here's another thing I've noticed, and I'm going to have to do some research on this because when I release these designs, I want them to be beautiful, and I want the outlines to match up with the fills, so when you go to embroider them yourself, you'll get perfect results. This is an 8-inch square design that will be part of the collection. And then these designs, what I did was I took the individual designs, and here's an example. I took the individual blooms and I just positioned them in my software to create different style or different shape designs with multiple, pieces. But what I noticed was, after I got all that done, all of my outlines are screwed up. So I think what I'm going to do, let me just lighten this back up so you can see. So see how my outlines don't match? And like over here it does a funny thing. So I think, now I'm guessing here, but I think that if you digitize something in your home embroidery software and then you test it, and if you do it as is, meaning you put it from your computer onto a stick and then onto your machine and you embroider it, it comes out great. But if you rotate them around on the computer, which is what I did to get these different designs, I think it screws them up. That's the only thing I can come up with. So I am actually going to re-scan in all of these different combinations, and I'm going to digitize them as they are, because I thought I could do a shortcut and just customize them into different shapes. Here's another one. But I don't think that works because, like I said, my test came out perfect. All my lines matched for the most part. I mean, there are some little things I still had to fine tune, but for the most part I was happy with this. And then looking closely at these, every flower has something that's screwed up. So I think it's because I rotated them around, and maybe that confuses the compensation or the way that I planned to make the outlines match the fill, because a fill like this draws in, and so you have to make compensation for that when you put the outline on, or it's not going to line up. So I'm going to be playing with that because I want to get these perfect for everybody, if anybody wants to get these and embroider them themselves. Oh, Pat says green, the buttonholes look great in the color. I so appreciate you showing us your problem solving. I'll tell you, I'll be completely honest with you guys. When I first started, um, I, especially when I uploaded a video, I would really make it perfect and I would edit out anything that wasn't perfect. And then I realized, you know what? If I made this mistake, somebody else might make it, or if something's going wrong, someone else might be experiencing it. So I feel like full disclosure is better. So I'm just doing my thing here and I'm doing it the best I can. And, you know, working on these jeans especially, um, one of the things that I was listening to the Inside the Hem holiday gift guide, and when she got to me, one of the things she said was, you know, she was very gracious. All of her, words for me were very gracious, but she did say that my designs, my patterns were fairly simple. And in fact, that is true up until this point. I mean, I don't know if I'd call my jean pattern simple, but basically, and I think I've shared this with you in the past, I mean, previously, I wanted to get my set of basics. So like this, like a basic long sleeve t-shirt, a basic pair of yoga pants, a basic tank top, all of these things that are staples for your wardrobe, I wanted to have first. And then I am now working on things that are not basic. So these jeans I'm working on are anything but basic. So there's a lot more fiddling and a lot more problem solving that has to come for, figuring out the best way to put them together and the best way to write the instructions and the best methods of fitting them and so on and so forth. So it's taking me a lot longer to come up with this pattern and really play with it and get it to be the way I want it to be, before I release it. Like when I started working on these jeans, I thought they would be done for now. I thought, oh, I'll release them the end of November. 2 months. Well, as it stands, they're not ready yet, but when they are ready, they will be ready, and they will be easy to put together, and I'll have all the fitting information that we need because I'm working with people to fit them. So that's why this is taking so long, because they're not basic and there's all these little issues. But yeah, so that's my little story on that. Judy says, looks good to me. Thank you, Judy. Or I'm sorry, Janie. Thank you. So anyway, that's basically where we are. And since I've already showed you how to sew the pockets in previous episodes of this series, I'm not going to take the time to do that today. But I did want to get on and, offer you the coupon code for my online store for Black Friday. It expires December 1st. So 20% off anything in my store that's not already on sale. And then if you want to check out Inside the Hem and Lindsay's holiday gift guide, definitely go check that out. There's a link to it under this video. She has a lot of cool things in there. And next week, on Sunday, I'm going to be doing my top tips for troubleshooting when you're embroidering, because in the course of spending hours and hours and hours embroidering these poppies, things came up on my machine that got screwed up. So I want to share how I troubleshooted those issues. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to show I got a question from a subscriber about lowering the rise on the front of your pants, but not the back of your pants if you're altering ready to wear. So that's what I will be sharing on Tuesday. And then next Friday, I will have these jeans done. I will be wearing them. And the next topic is going to be creating a non-stretch cover for my ditto form over here. So that's what we'll be doing. That's what we'll be doing on next Friday, is working with my ditto form. Connie says, love your teaching style. Thank you for all the great tips. You're very welcome. Thank you for joining me. And we're in the holiday season, so I hope everybody is enjoying the holidays. And I hope you have time for sewing. And that's basically my report for today. If anybody has any questions about anything, please post them and I will help you. And yeah, that's all I have for today. I'm hoping by next week my thumb will feel better because it's really causing me agita. But anyway, all right, so I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you on Sunday. It's not live, it's an upload with my tips for troubleshooting when things happen during machine embroidery. Tuesday is how to lower the front of your rise from the waist. And then Friday I'll be modeling my jeans. That's my lineup for this coming week. All right, so you guys have a great rest of your day, and thank you for taking time to live stream with me. And I will see you again very, very soon. Okay, bye.